And we're back. Alright, we're gonna keep going here. Where'd my project go? Open your project. If it's not here, come down here, click on your world, and there you go. Cool. So we need to make something to ride these rails. I definitely do need to adjust the texture. Slide it a little bit, but it's not important right now. So let's click on our track, right click, add child node, and I need a path follow. The path follows, just follow path. That's all they do. They just have to be a child of whatever path you want them to follow. And this is going to be the bogie, or the truck. I'm going to say bogie. I just like the way it's funner to say. And we come over here to the right. You have this loop, which will make it keep circling the path when it gets to the end. And then rotation mode here, you want to make sure that is oriented. Okay, and that's going to put it on the path for you at the beginning. So I can't see it, so I'm going to press F to focus on it. There it is. Oh, this is a terrible spot to start. It's going to be kind of hard to... We got this. We'll make this work. Okay. Right click on your bogie, add a child node. We need a mesh instance. If you made a model, you could put it here, but we're just going to build a bunch of mesh instance because what if we don't know how to model? What if we just want to do this for fun, like me? This is going to be a wheel. Okay. I'm gonna rename it wheel, and we'll come over here to the mesh, and we're gonna make a cylinder mesh like so. That's not a very good wheel. Let's change its, come on buddy, transform, go to rotation. We're gonna do 90 on the Z. There we go. So we need to change its Y to, I believe the rails were 0.1 wide. Yeah, 0.1 wide. And again, if this was straight, it'd be a lot easier to model this, but it's gonna be okay. I'm gonna go to 0.1. How big do we want it to be? Let's do 0.25. This is a small scale track. So the X and the Z need to change to 0.25. You got little baby wheels. Those are a little too wide now. So we can change that. You know what? It's fine. I'm going to leave them. Okay. So we want to offset it. I'm going to offset it on the X by, I believe it was 0.5 that we came out with the rail. Nope, that's too far. So negative 0.3, 3. I like 3. Alright, we're going with 3. And then we need to press 3 on the number pad, or 1 on the number pad. Scroll in, you can see where the rail is. So what you want to do is you just want to drag it up, put it right above that rail. Like so, like somewhere in between. You turn off your snap with Y or by clicking here. So I'm just gonna bring that up a little bit more. Doesn't have to be perfect. Alright. Good. Now I want to make another wheel. So make sure your wheel is highlighted and Control D. And then this wheel, we can go back to our other view. This wheel is going to be on the opposite side, so we're going to change -3 to +3. Alright? You can kind of see how this works. Once you have those two wheels, you're going to click that one, and shift click this one and control D and press Y or here. Make sure your snap is on, and then just push them back. Push them back a little bit like that, and then control D again and move them forward like that. Okay. It's kind of weird that they're all off. You see how they're all off a little bit? I think that has to do with the orientation of the I think what we need is a child node called just a spatial. And let's make this mesh and put all the wheels in it. All the wheels in here. And then just go through and make sure that they're all -3. Okay. -3. 0.3. I don't know what happened there, but transform negative or positive. That one's positive 0.3 and negative 0.3. And now we have a little mesh. Gonna hide all this mess of meshes we have. So let's add another. Speaking of, add child node, mesh instance. You don't know how to model? This is how you do it. I mean, I do know how to model, but this is quicker. This is gonna be the body or the carriage or whatever it's called. Come up here to mesh. Click. I think it's called a cube on this. Yep, cube. In collision shapes, it's a box. Come down here to the transform. Its scale. It's gonna be like 0.1. Yeah. And we're gonna move it up to, I don't know. Let's just drag it up and find out. Make sure your wheels are sticking out a little bit. That looks cool to me. I think it should go a little lower though. I'm gonna do 1 on the number pad. Yeah, I feel like it should line up with the center. I'm gonna Y to untoggle snap. Drag it down a little like so. Alright. And no, a little lower. All personal preference. I like that. That's gonna work for me. Scale on the X, we're gonna do 1. Scale on the Z, we're going to do 0.6. What do we end up with? No, that's too small. 0.9. And this is going to be 0.5. 0.5 is fine. Now I'm going to come up and just give it a material for fun. Facial material, change to albedo. And I'm gonna make it kind of a yellow. Like that. Kind of industrial, you know. Alright. And then one more. Let's make, those wheels are kind of wide, huh? Okay, you can adjust them if you want. I'm leaving them go. We're going to make, click here. Right click, add child node, and another mesh instance. Last one, I promise. Come up here to mesh. It's gonna be a cylinder, which is right here. That's a big cylinder. We're gonna change this to 0.25. That's still too wide. .25. This doesn't actually matter. It's just optional. I think it looks better. 0.5. And press 1 on the number pad. Why is that so tall? Even at 0.5? 0.1. And then we'll drag it up. I actually want snap on. And here. That looks good. Kind of like a pivot, a joint. So I'm going to change its material to spatial and albedo. I'm just going to make it black. Alright, you can adjust the wheels and stuff if you want to. I'm going to leave it for now. Just want to show you that this works. So to make it move, it needs a script. So let's do that. Let's click here, add a script. We're gonna call it BOGIE. BOGIE's fine. I want to call it engine. This is gonna be our engine. Yeah, engine. Or locomotive. Okay, I deleted everything except the ready for now. And to make it move, we're gonna need a couple variables here. So let's do the ones we're gonna set or be able to set first. Okay, those are export variables. You can set them in the inspector. So we're gonna need to know var power. We're gonna need to know how much power to send to it. That's gonna be something really low. So I'm gonna go 0.007 just because it sounds cool. And we are going to need to know what kind of body it has, because we're going to design it so that you can just swap out body, whatever type of body you want to put on it, and they all run the same. So let's say body. That's going to be a packed scene. It's going to be an object. Packed scene. And going to need to know what it's a bogie. It's going to have a trailing bogie. So we can call that trail or trail. Bogie trail. Also going to be a packed scene. And then we need to know its speed. How fast is it going? That's always going to start at 0. Okay. So what do we want to do? When we're ready, when the script is loaded, we want to, a lot of times if you just write it out, like take a comment, you know, shift 3 and just write out, set up my car, set up my engine. The code just kind of writes itself. You know, you can just say, okay, let's run the function set up car. Because this is going to be used for all of them. So yeah, let's change that to car. Okay, and boom, it'll set up our car right when it starts. Problem is, it doesn't know what that is. So, we have to make that ourselves. Func set up car. Probably good practice to just copy and paste. Copy and paste this down here, but hey, this works. Make sure they're exactly the same. Okay. For now, we're just gonna print setting up car. Just to see if we're getting that far. Alright? So don't change anything else yet. And I'm going to run the game. Oh. Usually when you make a game, you want people to see it. So let's make a camera. In the world. Add a child node. And we're looking for a camera. I have one down here. Search it. Camera. Camera. And let's click back up here to 3D and set our camera. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna attach it to the BOGIE here. Just so, and see, this is why this was nice. Get rid of those. And I'm going to set it to 0, 0, 0. And then pick it back out of here. So you can leave it attached if you want to follow it. I don't think I do. Just want to see it move. And then I keep losing my mouse. I am visually disabled, so I'm trying. There we go. And you can click this preview here to see it. Yep, that's cool, but we want it up a little higher. Cool. I'm gonna back it out a little more. Alright. Did it say setting up car? It does. Alright, so we know that function works. So, here, sorry. Your engine. And if you look on the right, you'll see there's a place for a body and a place for a BOGIE. Okay? And to do that, we're going to have to save them as scenes to make them packed scenes. So, before I do that, I think I already did it here. But before you do that, I want you to come back to your 3D view right here. And look at your BOGIE here. And how can I do this? I'm gonna have to do it in here, but you do it right here. Alright, so you're looking at your BOGIE. And we need to know where to spawn the body. Okay? So we need to make that. We're not in that mesh. Not in that mesh. Just here, we're going to add a child node. And it's going to be just a spatial. Just a point of reference. And we're going to call it spawn. Okay, that's where the body will spawn from. And we don't really know where to put it yet. So let's make a body. Go here, add child node, and let's grab some mesh instance. We're going to call this the Locomotive. Okay. And on the right, it's going to want to mesh. We're going to give it a cube mesh. Okay. And let's add a material. Spatial material. Change its albedo. Pick something cool. I don't like this blue here. And I don't want hospital green either. Alright, let's go yellow. And then we need to set its transforms. Scroll down, transform. And one, you'll be able to compare it to your railroad track. I think one's good. I believe so. And they're pretty long, so let's go with 5. How's that? Is that pretty? Move this up some. Make sure your toggle or your snap is on. Set it right up on top of your wheels here. That actually, to me, doesn't look that bad. Maybe I'd go 4. Try 4. 4. Nah, I don't know, I like 5 for some reason. We're gonna go 5. And maybe even make it a little taller. For now, that's good. I like that. Now I'm seeing that 1 is probably a little too big. I'm gonna make that something like 0.8. Like that. I actually want it to be a little higher. I'm going to turn my snap off. Raise it up a little bit. So it's on top of that black pivot we made. Something like that. Okay? Once you have that in place, I want you to take and add a child node to it. And I want you to just make a spatial. Actually, don't we have that? Your spawn, make it a child of it. Okay. Once your spawn is a child of it, I want you to come to the transform and 0, 0, 0. This will be where our body spawns. Okay. So now what we can do is we can drag this back out into the engine. You don't need a camera. I don't know why there's a camera on it. Huh. I don't know when I did that. And we're not going to need the body either. So for now, right click on this and make it a scene. Save branch as scene. Right here. Save branch as scene. And it's going to be Locomotive, that's fine. So save. And then I want you to delete it. Delete it from your... Okay. Once you're done with that, okay, and on to the BOGIE. Yours looks like this. You're going to want to take that, right click it, and right here, save branch as scene. Okay. So click on your engine, and if you look on the right now, you can see where we can set our bogie and our body. So the bogie trail is going to be another copy of this. So we can just go here to our bogie, drag that in here, and the body, in this case, it's going to be a locomotive. So we'll set that here. Okay, go back to your script. And when you set up your car, we know that that works, so we don't need this anymore. To make them appear, do the body first. So variable, we got to make a new version of it. Variable my body equals body dot instance. We want an instance of that scene. Okay, we're going to call it my body. And we're going to add it to the spawn, which we don't yet have. So up here, need another reference. This one's going to be called onReady variable spawn. And that's going to be equal to spawn. Oh, it showed up now for some reason. Okay. Spawn, just like this. And onReady is basically the same as doing it down here. Okay, so that's what onReady means. So when it's ready, then, because if we try to do it before then, there is no spawn, we'll get an error. Okay, so our spawn, we want spawn dot add child. We want to add our body to it. Okay, now we can run this and see if it works. Oh, I deleted that camera, didn't I? So I'm gonna go back out here and add the camera back. So let's run it again. Now you have, I shouldn't have made it green, but you have a train on a bogie. Doesn't look very good, but, and actually this will work as a train for some. But I just want these to rotate independently, and that's why we're doing this whole video series. I haven't seen that yet on here. Okay. Let's go back to our script. We need another bogie to spawn. Any guesses? Yep, same way. The variable my bogie, or my other bogie, my trail bogie, my we'll say trail, bogie trail equals bogie trail dot instance, just like that. And where do we want to add that? That's going to be another, it can't be added as a child of us at all, because path follow has to be child of path. So we need a reference to that. So what we can do is the same thing here, onReady variable track equals, and it's not going to be able to find track, so we can do, we should just be able to get the parent. Get parent. Our parent is the track. We're going to try that. And see, I don't know what all this is. Just clear that out. I think Godot has some internal issues. So, we have the track now. So we need track dot add child. I got to say my bogey trail. This is why it's bad practice to name stuff so similar. Anyway, this should work now. Let's try it. And you can see here's a bogey. Yeah, so see it's you can't see it. I'm pretty sure it's there, but it's right on ourselves. So let's fix that. I'm also gonna change that color because it just blends in. Can't believe I did that. I'm gonna save that, and we're gonna go back to our script, and the way Godot handles movement along a path is with something called an offset. So our offset, we're actually going to make that something we can set just in case we want to start it somewhere else around the track. So export variable offset. No, my offset. My offset equals, let's just give it a value, 10.0, make it a float. Yeah, just in case you want to start it somewhere else. For now, leave it be, but and you'll set it here by saying set position on track offset equals my offset. Okay. Back to setting up the car. You can't see this other bogey, so what we're going to do before we add the child, it can be after, we are going to say my bogey trail dot offset. It is not auto completing because it doesn't know what it is. You can help it out, giving it a type hint here. It is a path follow. Now it should know what to do with it. So dot offset. It's gonna be our offset, our bogey's offset, minus, let's do my body dot scale. Is that a thing? Scale dot z. It doesn't know that's a thing because it doesn't know what my body is, so we're going to help it out there too. My body is a spatial. This is where you guys should be. Alright? You got a body, you got your two guys here. But you notice that's, wow, 5 looks really long all of a sudden. We're going to shorten that a little bit. That seems very long. So here's the problem. Our body doesn't line up. The other dude, so we need to slide that over. We go to our engine script, and we're gonna just do that. We're gonna say my body dot translation dot z minus equals, and we'll say my body mesh dot scale dot z. What happens? With any kind of luck, you guys have this. Okay? And you can see a couple things here. The body slid back too far. We don't want to go that far. So let's go to our script. And we're going to change times 0.75. Not all of it, but most of it. There we go. Now you can see it'll always set it about here. And this bogey looks good here, but if you put in a bigger body, it's not going to add up. So we need to... Actually, it is going by the body mesh, so this might be fine. Test that out later. So once you have your car set up, and your bogies set up, what do you want to do next? Well, you want to move. Train, right? You won't want to do that ready, because ready only runs once at the very beginning. So you're going to want to do that in the process delta. Okay. And here we're going to say if input dot is action. When you hold it down or when you press it down? Hold it down. Is action pressed? We're gonna say UI up. Let's look for UI up. There we go. If you hold down the up arrow, we're gonna say speed plus equals power. And we want to do that times delta. That way, if you have a faster computer, it doesn't go faster, it keeps it frame rate independent. Okay. And then you want to move our car. Offset plus equals speed. And again, times delta because we want it to be steady at all times. So here we go. Move. Train. Okay. So. Now let's call it accept. Accept the input. And then move the train, right? Let's test that. Accept the input. If mine's going or not. That might be too slow. Let's bump that up a bit just so we can see this work. And there you go. You see it's going, but it's leaving behind the other bogey. We don't want that. We always want our second bogey to follow us. Do that. We say we declare it down here. We need to move this up. So Control C, copy that up. Just make it a variable. Just right in here with these. Control V. My bogey trail is it's a path follow. Then come down here and you just set it here. And it already knows what it is, so we don't need this anymore. Okay? Now, you've handled your input. You're going to move the train this frame. You also want to move the bogey, the trail, bogey. Okay, so my bogey trail dot offset equals offset minus my body mesh dot scale dot z. And again, we need to move that up. So my body mesh instance, copy that down here too. And then we'll just get rid of this because we already know what that is and it already knows what it is. We're just setting it here now. I apologize, but oh, yeah, we have to tell it what it is. Oh, we already had it. Well, that was silly. Either way, that's better now. Alright. This should work. We can confirm that by just, yep, scale. Now that bogey should stick with us. Let's test it. It should stay right with us. Hold down up arrow. It'll get moving. And it does. There's some weird rotational stuff going on, but okay. Let's figure that out first. Let's go to bogey trail.scene and find out why. Nope. Right here. Right side, orient. Test again. And you'll see that we need to slide it a little further out, but it is going. You're thinking, well, that's great, but the body, like, what's up with that? We can fix that as well, because the entire time it's moving, this is kind of the secret to this whole operation here. We're going to align the body to the bogey. How do we do that? It's pretty simple. Spawn dot look at. Look at. It's going to be a vector 3. And that vector 3 is going to be my bogey trail dot x, its own spawn dot translation dot y, and my bogey trail dot z. And it's also going to want the up direction, which is just vector 3 dot up. Okay, that should work. I'm thinking that's not accurate. Let's find out. Can't get index X on base path follow. Oh. Okay, so we want to look at the transform dot origin dot X. BOGIE trail dot transform dot origin. Think that'll do it. And now you'll see that there's your go. It will always appear to be connected to that rear. Okay? It's all an illusion, but it works. So we just want to offset this by a little more than this. We're going to try times 1.5. And we want to calculate that first. So we're going to put it in its own parentheses. See where that puts us. There we go. Now you have a train, a legit locomotive that will run around by itself. I'm going to bump up the power a little bit. 0.7. I'm going to come to the camera. And I'm going to attach it to Spawn. And watch it go. Just like that, you got a train, guys. Alright, I'll catch you. I don't know, you let me know. Do you want more of these? Because they're pretty hard for me to do. But people want them, I'll make them. If so, see you on the next one. If not, let me know what you end up making with this. Alright? Thanks for stopping by. I hope you learned something. Hope I didn't confuse you too much. Answer any questions you have. And I'll catch you later.